Right now, the hottest stocks are, of course, SK Hynix and Samsung Electronics. Trading volume continues to increase and volatility is at its peak. Because prices are moving quickly, these stocks are well suited for trading. Recently, semiconductor stocks have been undergoing corrections or are in a downward trend, but you can actively take advantage of this to develop short-term investment strategies. First, you need to check the options for SK Hynix. Since institutions mainly use options to establish their positions, simply following the options can help you align with their intentions and direction. If you look at the open interest for SK Hynix, you can see that the largest volume is at the August 21st expiration. Since you need to follow the large volume, you should focus your analysis on the 21st expiration. After checking the open interest, you should check the max pain point. The max pain point is the price range where option investors suffer the greatest losses. As the expiration date approaches, prices tend to converge toward this point, and this phenomenon occurs when major players transfer their holdings to individual investors. It's not always the case, but since it's an important price level, you must be aware of it. Currently, the max pain point is set at the 140 range, so we establish the max pain zone at the 140 level. I've set it at 140 and labeled this area as the max pain point. Next, we check the implied volatility. Implied volatility reflects the expectations of market participants. It indicates how much and how quickly the stock price is expected to move in the future. Since this is a core function of options, you must be familiar with it. Looking at the implied volatility for August 21st, a total volatility of 21% is expected, with a low of $120 and a high of $187 anticipated. Usually, there is a 70% probability that the option will expire within this range, so you should only take positions within this range. Since the range is wide both up and down, it doesn't pose a major problem. Similarly, mark the implied volatility range on the chart. Now, I've marked it on the chart and added labels like this. Now, lastly, let's check the liquidity zone. Since the stock price always moves toward areas with high liquidity, you need to know where the liquidity is located. The reason the stock price moves toward areas of high liquidity is that institutions tend to deliberately move the price in order to execute large positions. Let me give you an example. Now, as the price was falling like this, it suddenly rose like this. This is not a coincidence. Institutions gradually pushed up the price to execute orders that hadn't been filled yet at their desired price range, and as soon as it reached the target zone, a large volume of sell orders was executed, starting a downward trend. A lot of liquidity was waiting at this spot, and the institution took advantage of this area to create that result. Now, we also need to understand this part and identify high liquidity zones. It's not difficult to identify areas with high liquidity. There are platforms like Bookmap that show liquidity zones, but since they are paid services, I don't particularly recommend them. You can easily find them on the chart by locating and marking the candles where selling or buying started. Since there is significant liquidity waiting here, if the candle reaches this area, it becomes an entry opportunity. When the candle touches this area, you can enter a short position and hold it until max pain. You find liquidity within the implied volatility and repeat trading until expiration. SK Hynix is listed on various exchanges, including Binance, so it is a suitable stock for trading. Since Binance has the highest trading volume, try trading when the volume is active. Thank you.